What's up, everyone? This is Bacon, and today we're going to talk about awakened heroes. I'm going to kind of basically theorycraft a little bit, kind of have some guessing on a few things. So if we go ahead and look at the awakened hero, what is this even called? This is just library. So the Stellar Soul. There's only 3 awakened heroes in the game so far. The game has been out for, it's almost a year actually, in a few months. So it's been out for almost a year. We have 3. My guess would be there would be one more released by that 12-month mark, which I think is like November maybe, or maybe even October. So I'm going to kind of theorycraft, kind of guess on who the next awakened hero will be. I think you could logically just go down the line and kind of look and see the release of the previous heroes and which ones were released first. And I think that's a pretty good way to figure this out. And so I'm going to kind of use that as kind of guiding how I'm going to guess on who's going to be released next. Obviously, it will probably be a Lightbearer, a Graveborn, and a Hypogean hero based on the fact that those are the only ones that don't have any. But who knows? Maybe there'll be a repeat of the same faction. I doubt that. I think that'd be kind of disappointing. But let's go ahead and take a look. Let's look at Lightbearer first. So as far as a Lightbearer hero that has already a pre-existing awakened hero in the classic version, the 2 that really stand out to me are either Belinda or Thane. I think of the 2, I would prefer awakened Belinda because she was really strong when she came out, and she was actually the first awakened hero I ever got, and she was just absolutely like a blast to have. However, I do think it will be awakened Thane just because he had the awakened hero first of the 2, and so I think they will kind of go that route and go in the order of how they were released originally. I don't think that's the case with the exact heroes that are released. So if that were the case, we'd already would have a different Hypogean hero that's awakened, because I think the first 2 were awakened Thane and awakened Aziz, whatever the heck his name is. Yeah, this guy. I think he like awakened version of him. So that's already passed. So they're not going in the exact order, but I think based on the factions itself, I think they will kind of respect that order. And so my guess is awakened Thane. I think awakened Thane would be really cool. He does add, I think he would be pretty busted. I think he would pretty much do what Thane does in a lot of ways, but just be more versatile and better across the board. So I think he would be a really cool hero to have. Belinda is just straight damage. She does what Belinda does, but just better in every way pretty much. So we'll see. That's my vote, though. I think awakened Thane will be the next one. Belinda is what I prefer, but we'll see. We already have awakened Brutus, so we're not going to touch on that. Awakened Brutus is he's a beast. He's a strong, beefy boy. Everyone loves some awakened Brutus. Same with awakened Solace. She is just kind of the jack of all trades, does everything. She's just really strong. One of the best heroes, if not the best heroes in the game. Now let's go to Graveborn. Now this is another one where I think it's a little bit of a toss-up who it could be. So the 2 that I think it could be are... Oh, do we don't even have Baden in this game? So there's a hero called Baden, and he was one of the first awakened heroes. Awakened Baden was pretty strong. That's not Baden. I don't think either of the first 2 awakened heroes are actually in the game. I thought one of them or both of them were. That's crazy. Maybe we'll see an awakened hero from the Graveborn faction where the original hero, sort of like Solace, isn't in the game. And they just kind of release them. So Baden, and then I forgot the name of the other one. Let me see if I can find that real quick. You know what? I was actually wrong. It was just awakened Baden. Graveborns were kind of slacked a little bit with the awakened heroes at the beginning. There was awakened Shamir to come out, who was really busted when she came out and is still super busted in classic. And then there is an awakened Thorin, but those 2 have come out fairly recently. At least Thorin was pretty recently. Shamir, I guess, is now a few years now, which is crazy. Feels like she's a new hero in classic. But Baden, who's not even in the game, is another hero who was the first Graveborn. So I don't know how they would do it. That my vote is they would just toss him in the game as an awakened hero first, sort of like what we see with Awakened Solace. But some other notables would be Chimera and Thorn. I think if Awakened Chimera came out, she'd be busted. She'd be real strong. So curious to see what they do with the Graveborn faction. I think this one has a big question mark on it. I don't know who they will release. Maybe they'll have a new hero altogether. Awakened Odin would be really cool. Or Awakened Nara, a hero that has been known for just being a one-trick pony. But giving her an Awakened version that, I don't know, has something else that makes her valuable. Would be pretty cool. But, or just reviving like a hero like this who's total garbage. I don't know. We'll see. Graveborns, I think, are pretty tricky, though. Not sure what they'll do with that. And then lastly, I think Aziz, the Awakened version of him, it was pretty much just a one-trick pony like Nara, where you would use him for like one thing. You would just need one copy of him. Or in this game, you just basically need to get him at minimum level. And that's all you really need him for. I think that one is inevitable. But I don't know. I just think it's kind of a boring one. There is a few other Hypogeans that they could introduce first that are not in the game. But, I feel like having him already here just makes the most sense. But we'll see. Maybe they'll surprise us. As far as Celestials, we already have Awakened Thane, but if they were to release another one, Awakened Athalia would be pretty strong, pretty crazy. Obviously, very hard to get, especially since there's not 10 Celestials in the game. I don't know how they're going to do, like, when you have 2 Awakened heroes of the same faction. Like, do you need 10 to get the next one? And then, I don't know. We'll see. But Awakened Athalia would be really strong. They just released Awakened Chicken Man, so I doubt he would be one they would consider. They do have an Awakened Entendre who looks pretty cool, but I think that's the only ones in here. I think they have a Awakened Sophia too, but she's so new, I doubt they would release one for her. And then as far as other Wilders, I don't know if there is an Awakened Euron, I don't think, and an Awakened Leica. So there are definitely some options. I would love an Awakened Leica. Leica is like one of my favorite heroes in the game. I just think design is cool. But yeah, we'll see. That's a lot up in the air though. I don't know any information on this. I don't know when the next Awakened hero will come out. It's been a few months now since Awakened Brutus, so I feel like they could be working on the next one fairly soon. I hope so, because I think they really do need to complete at least one of each for the library, or get like some sort of system in place that makes sense. I don't think they need to release them super fast, but just some system that makes sense, because we still have no idea how like the second one's gonna work, if you can like swap them. I don't know. We don't know. So hope they release some more soon. I don't know anything about it though, but that's my kind of insights or thought on it. I think I'm pretty spot on with a few of those. I think especially with the Lightbearer and Graveborn, I think Baden and Thane will be the next two, but the other ones, a little bit up in the air. Who knows? But thank you guys for watching. If you have someone you wish would be released soon as an Awakened hero, leave in the comments below. If you like my content, make sure you like and subscribe. And as always, have a great rest of your day. Peace.